In recent news, Jack Lew, the Secretary of the Treasury Department, has announced that a woman, for the first time in America's history, will be featured on our paper currency. That woman is Harriet Tubman, the former slave and abolitionist. She will be featured on the new $20 bill. So this is huge news. As I said, it's never been done in American history. And of course, it has caused people to lose their damn minds.
Go berserk.
Why are we trying to change and rewrite history?
We have Democrats now using our currency as a political weapon to pander to their constituents. This isn't about Harriet Tubman. They don't care about her. Former President George H.W. Bush in 1990 declared Harriet Tubman Day. He created a day in honor of this great abolitionist. I mean...
What is wrong with Sandra Smith? One, who is rewriting history? How is placing Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill rewriting history? Is the textbooks gonna magically erase all the ink from the pages? Are they gonna scrub the internet?
It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Just because an image is being replaced with another image doesn't mean that history is gone and we're rewriting history.
Well, his Wikipedia page is gone. You don't see that?
That's an outlandish claim to make. So then, in the second clip was of Crystal Wright.
Crystal wrong.
Oh my gosh, what is she? The conservative chick? Or the black conservative
chick.
Oh my gosh. All right. Anyway, so she's talking about how this is an agenda being pushed by the Democratic Party, the Democratic left, and they're pandering to their constituents.
And they don't care about her.
Yeah, they don't care about her.
Okay. So is she suggesting that if that the liberals and the Democrats did actually care and it was genuine, that it would be okay now?
Right.
Because that's what her problem was, that they don't really care and it's just to pander.
But the pandering part, why is this a partisan issue? Like, why is this a partisan issue? Conservatives and liberals have both stated that, Harriet Tubman is fantastic.
It's fantastic.
You know, she's a great woman. We love what
her.
she did.
We love her.
Yeah. But they're also saying that this was a liberal tactic.
Also, and if it was such a liberal and leftist tactic, what did she mention later on in that interview?
Right.
Bush.
He created Harriet Tubman Day. But it was one day.
One day. Not annually.
One day.
Not annually.
Not annually at all.
But that's okay.
Yeah. That wasn't pandering.
That wasn't pandering. But if you do anything more, that's pandering.
Right. So there's a line
it's a line
you can't cross.
That they establish, of course.
Of course. We saved the last clip because that's the funniest. And it goes, this is of Ben Carson. And he has the same type of philosophy as Donald Trump had about, Harriet Tubman being placed on maybe the $2 bill because the 20 just, we shouldn't be removing anybody.
Or maybe creating another
denomination. It's pretty ridiculous.
The two is like the two. What?
The point being, we have lots of options here. We can have a $200 bill. But, Andrew Jackson was the last president who actually eliminated the national debt. That's no small feature. We also have the possibility of putting one person on the front of the bill and one person on the back of the bill.
That's what's happening. He's moving to the back. She's moving to the front.
There's been so many great women in the history of America. The fact that we don't have any of them on any of our currency, I think, is a shame. And we have an opportunity now to do that. So that really was the point that I'm making. I don't think we necessarily have to kick somebody else out of the way.
Especially when he's not even alive to fight for his own rights.
We have plenty of opportunities to honor.
$200 bill? A $200 bill? This fool, Ben Carson, is advocating a possibility of having a $200 bill.
I mean, if you want to withdraw $1,000 in cash from the bank, you can get 5 200s.
The $100 bill isn't even used that frequently, and you want a $200 bill?
No.
And then, so, before that, of course, in an earlier interview he had with Neil Cavuto, that's where his $2 comment came, the $2 bill comment came from. But it seems like he's okay with having a woman on money, right? That's what he said. It's a shame. Well, pretty much he was saying it's a shame that women haven't been on money, and we need to do something about it.
But
we are doing something about it. That's exactly what this is doing. That's exactly what the Treasury Department
did. Let's get back to the $2 bill. Are they printing the $2 bill?
No. It's not even being produced anymore whatsoever. So basically what he's saying is that she's definitely not good enough to be on the $20 bill. Let's keep her on something that's irrelevant. And not even in production anymore. That's what I heard. Andrew Jackson was a president that had slaves, had probably about 300. It's estimated that he had about 300 slaves in his lifetime. He whipped those slaves.
To make them work harder.
Yeah, to make them work harder. He also signed the Indian Removal Act. Mm-hmm. Really?
He's a champion of liberty and democracy.
This is the guy that you're propping up. Mm-hmm. So it's like, and we were talking earlier, it's kind of like you saying, we were talking about these priests, that do good work in the church, right? They do excellent work in the church and for their parishioners and for the community. But from time to time, they just abuse little boys, But we shouldn't talk about that. We shouldn't talk about that. We should just talk about the good things that they did. And that's what Ben Carson actually wants to do. He doesn't want to talk about the slave owning aspect of Andrew Jackson. He just wants to talk about the good things that he did. Also, Ben Carson argued 2 different points in that interview. He talked about how he didn't think it was right to take Andrew Jackson off the bill, but he also said that it didn't matter
who was on the front or on the back.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's get the facts here. And I don't know if you caught that. Megyn Kelly gave him the facts. And what are the facts? What are the facts, Mike? What are the facts?
Harriet Tubman is going to be on the front.
Right.
And Jackson is going to be on the back.
Stop lying. Stop lying, man. Mm-hmm. So Jackson is still on the $20 bill?
Still going to be on the damn 20.
But I thought Ben Carson said that it didn't matter. It didn't matter.
Then why is it a problem? Why is this a problem? This doesn't even make sense.
So there's a few other changes to money that are going to be being made, right?
Mm-hmm. To the 10.
To the 10 and to the 5.
To the 5, yeah.
Yeah. So on the $10 bill, it's still going to be on the face, Alexander Hamilton. But on the back, it's going to be leaders of the suffrage movement. Have you heard any?
I haven't heard anything, any outrage, any disposition about that.
No, nobody mad about that.
Nope.
Right? On the $5 bill, still going to be the same Abraham Lincoln on the front. On the back, it's going to have Marian Anderson, Eleanor Roosevelt, and MLK Jr. Any roars about that?
No. Negative backlash? And not to mention that hasn't our coinage featured different people, different states, different animals for the past, 20 years? Yeah. Remember that big, huge push to collect these different state quarters, dimes, nickels?
Mm-hmm. Where was the pushback?
Where was the pushback?
Right. See, the thing is, there is nothing stating anywhere that money has to stay the same. Nowhere does it state that money has to have Lincoln, Washington, Jackson. I mean, Franklin. Nowhere does it state that. Megyn Kelly, at the end of that little skit that we showed you, says something about she's kind of arguing. This time she's arguing for Andrew Jackson and said that he is not alive to fight for his right. He's not alive to fight
for his right.
What right? What right? The right to be on currency? That's a right? When was this right established that I missed it? I mean, I know money's been around forever, and I've been around forever, but still, I want to see the document that affords Andrew Jackson the right to be on that $20 bill. Can anybody produce that?
No, what she is doing is she's somehow projecting her own comfort with having him on the bill. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's all she's doing.
Yeah, and Harriet Tubman being on the bill now, it's very uncomfortable.